Hello everyone, this is Mr. Tanner, and in this video we're going to be walking through the entirety of Unit 4, so each of those four sections of Unit 4, which will be about the USA, and I'll also provide specific links to each section so you can jump straight to Blue Square or Black Diamond if that's the section that you happen to be working on. But as always, we'll start with Green Circle. And let's take a look at the long-term learning target for all of Unit 4, which is by the end of Unit 4, I will know about the geography, history, and the government of the United States. So we're going to really be focusing on geography, history, and then the government of the United States. Our green circle learning target is I can identify each of the 50 states on a map, and I know the capital cities of each state. Now, really, to meet this learning target, you're going to have the full 2 weeks. So you're going to have 2 weeks to learn to identify all 50 states on a map and all of the capital cities for each state. And this is not something you can do in a few days. You are going to need to study for 15 to 25 minutes, probably every single day for these 2 weeks to learn these things. And I'll show you some different tools you can use to help you study. Task number 1 is going to be creating your title page and then taping your learning target checklist into your social studies notebook. So if you are a Group B student and you happen to be at home on Monday, you'll have to get this learning target list from me on Tuesday. If you're a Group A student, you'll get this learning target list from me on Monday and you'll be able to tape it in. But you're going to go ahead and create your title page. You'll title it US or Unit 4 USA, and then you'll get this learning checklist from me and you'll tape it into your composition notebook for social studies. Task number 2 is a political map of the United States. The map should be in the packet that I handed out on the material pickup day several weeks ago. But if you've lost your map, I can get you another copy as well. You'll notice the map already has the states labeled, and that's because all you need to do is label the capital city for each state. So you'll add the capital city next to the state name, and then you'll color each of these states in, making sure that no two states that share a border have the same color. I have a picture of a map that will help you with this. So this has every single state and the capital for each state. So you can see Cheyenne, Wyoming, Lincoln, Nebraska, Topeka, Kansas, and so on. And you can click on the picture to zoom in further to help you with the northeast section, which is really small. I have also provided a just zoomed in look at the northeast section. So you can click on this picture and zoom in as well to help you see that it's Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. Montpelier is the capital of Vermont. So you can go through some things to help you with Northeast. I've got a couple different options for you because the states in the Northeast region are quite small comparatively, I should say. And then finally, here is where the United States is on the globe. So you can kind of think of this as the inset map showing you where the United States is. And notice how far north Alaska is. And then here's Hawaii down in this corner over here. Task number 3 in the green circle section is a Satera practice game. There's two different ones. There is a Satera for the US states. And in this game, it will tell you a state that you need to click on, in this case, Alaska. You'll then need to identify it on the map and make sure that you can select it. So now it's asking for New Hampshire. So you'll need to know where each of these are. And you need to practice this game until you can earn a 100%. So by the time this is done, you should be able to earn a 100% on this Satera study game. The second game is capital cities. So for this one, it's going to tell you to click on a capital city. It'll be Olympia, and you'll need to be able to select the correct state. So you'll need to know the Olympia is the capital of Washington, and then you'll need to know where Washington is on a map. So this one's harder. Austin is the capital of Texas. Salt Lake City is the capital of Utah, so on and so forth. Again, until you can earn 100%, because the goal is that you should be able to do all of these as you go through. So those are the two Satera games. Just like with Unit 3, I'm going to have you take screenshots of your 100% scores. Here's the video that will you can do the click here to learn how to take screenshots on your computer. So you can walk through and see how to take screenshots and add them to your Unit 4 picture upload. Task 4 for Green Circle is a physical map. This map doesn't have the states because instead of labeling the states and capital cities, you're going to be labeling physical features like the Rocky Mountains, the Sierra Nevada Mountains, Appalachian Mountains, the Great Plains, the Cascade Mountains, Mississippi River, Missouri River, Gulf of Mexico, and the 5 Great Lakes. And apart from the 5 Great Lakes, which are drawn onto the map, you'll have to draw these features onto the map. They don't need to be high quality. Like a series of triangles can be good enough for mountains, and then just blue lines work for rivers. I'm not looking for professional artistry here. Just it should be clear what you're labeling. And then 2 links to help you here. The main one is this labeled atlas. So if you click that link, it will take you to a picture of the United States on the atlas. And once again, if you're having a hard time seeing anything because it's small, you are able to zoom in. And it's a pretty high quality image. So if you zoom in, you'll be able to see, like the Great Divide Basin, or one of the things you actually need to label here, the Great Plains, which is written very large because it's big. So there's the Great, there's Plains. And by the time you're done, you want to color your map to roughly look like the coloring of this page. So we know where there's kind of brownish tans, you should make those brown or tan. Greens where there's green. Obviously, it does not need to be perfect. We're just looking for a rough coloration of this map. Don't forget to look at Alaska and Hawaii as well, although I don't believe they are on this map, which is fine. Task number 5 is going to be a review game for the physical features of the United States. You'll just click your period and it'll be a GimKit review. I want you to should be getting faster and more familiar with GimKit, which is why I'm upping the dollar amount. So I'm going to have you earn $300,000 for this GimKit review to pass. Task 6 is where you're going to upload all of your pictures from this unit. And in this case, it will be your political map. You'll have to upload a picture of your political map, the 100% scores from both Satera review games, and your physical map. So those are going to be the 4 items that you're going to upload into this assignment. And if we just look at assignment 1 really quick and the slideshow that goes with it, you can see that each slide on the slideshow tells you what to put in. So this is the title page from Unit 4. Here's your political map, the Satera review games, 50 states and the capital cities, and then finally the physical map of the USA. You're not going to take the Green Circle quiz yet, because this is the quiz that you will have to identify the 50 states and their capital cities on the map, and you'll do that very last thing in the unit. That gives you the full 2 weeks to memorize these. But again, make sure you're playing those Satera games. Make sure you're studying from your map. If you do well making flashcards, make yourself some flashcards so that you can be successful in learning these 50 states and their capital cities. In my opinion, the best way to study is the Satera USA capital cities, because it's going to look most like what our quiz is. I will give you a map and each state will have a number in it, and then I'll say which number or which state number's capital city is Phoenix, for example. So it'll really look like this. So you have to know that Phoenix is the capital of Arizona, and then you'd have to be able to identify Arizona on the map so that you know which number to put for your question. So it's going to look like this, or you'll have to know that Harrisburg is Pennsylvania, and then you'll have to know where Pennsylvania is on the map. So this is the idea. This Satera game is, I think, the best way to study for the quiz that will be at the very end of the unit. So that will technically then be the end of the Green Circle section. So then you would click to move to Blue Square. Blue Square, the learning target is, I know some of the major historical events of the United States. So now we're going to be looking at some of the history of the United States. It's going to start with a mini project on a tribe or a region of tribes for Native Americans. I'm not looking for a huge, massive project here. You should realistically be able to do this in a day or 2 of class time. So, 2 or 3 hours total to get this done. I'm not looking for days and days and days of work. But you're going to choose a tribe. And once you've chosen your tribe region, you're going to open your assignment. And this assignment is going to have 10 questions that you need to answer for your tribe. And you can choose how you want to, display your information. You can just answer the questions on a Google Doc and not make it very visual. You can make a Google slide where you've answered the questions and you've added pictures. If you like WeVideo, you can answer the questions with a WeVideo. You can just record yourself narrating the answers. I don't really care what the final result looks like. I just want to know that you've been able to find this information. So, those 10 questions you need to find for your tribe are: where's the location of that civilization or tribe? What languages are spoken by the Native Americans in that region? What is the geography in the region that they live? So, were they in woodland areas? Were they on the plains? Were they in mountainous regions? Were they in the desert? What was their geography or their environment like? What was their religion? What were some of the beliefs and ceremonies that went with that religion? So, that's a two-part question. What animals in the region were used by that tribe or that civilization? What did the homes or shelters that they used look like? Did they use lean-tos? Did they use teepees? What was their shelter and what did it look like in that region? What natural resources did they use? So this could be food, it could be plants, it could be tools that they used if they used stone tools, but what resources did they use? 8, what type of culture lifestyle did the people have in your group? So talk about their culture lifestyle. 9 is one fact you found interesting, and number 10 is adding 3 to 5 pictures, and you can use Google Images. There's then these links below. So depending on the region you chose, you'll select the link associated with it, and those links will contain all of the answers you'll need to find. So you should be able to do all of your research for these 10 questions within the link for your region. And again, you'll put those answers into whichever format you want to do, and then when you're done, you'll make sure you turn that in. So that's the Tribes of America little mini project. Task 2 is some notes. You'll watch the video of the History of the United States notes. You'll ask for a packet from me. This will be more of a fill in the blank notes rather than you needing to write every single word down, which I know takes a really long time. So ask me for the note packet when you get to this task. Then you'll watch the video to help fill in that notes, and you'll just make sure you tape that packet into the next two blank pages of your social studies notebook. If you miss anything in the video or you had a hard time reading any of the words, I've also embedded the slideshow into the website. So watch the video because I add extra information. But if you just need some help writing down and filling out the notes, this slideshow that's embedded into the website is a good way to do that. Task number 4 is a question for you to ponder, and you're going to answer it in Google Classroom. You're going to watch this video to really introduce the question to you. So you'll watch this video here on the right, and then you're going to go into Google Classroom to answer the question: do you think it's okay to celebrate the accomplishments or the ideas of people in the past who held views that we now find offensive and harmful? And most importantly, explain why you think so. I need that explanation. Again, there's no right or wrong answer here. I want to know what your opinion is. I'm not looking to change your opinion. I'm just genuinely interested in whether you think we should be celebrating the people of the past or whether you think that we shouldn't because of some of the other things that they did. I'm just excited to see what you think. Task number 5 is a USA worksheet where you'll do some research to learn more about the United States. You'll need to use that Cami PDF editing tool that we use in our class. So you open the assignment, you'll open the PDF document, you'll hit open with Cami. I need to sign in. Hopefully you're already signed in. If not, just sign in with Google. And then there's just different questions. So what continent is the United States on? What's the population of the United States? Where does that rank in the world? So how many countries essentially have a larger population than the United States? Are we 5th? Are we 10th? What is our rank for world population? The largest populous country would be ranked number 1. And then you'd go down as they get smaller. What's the capital city of the United States? What's the largest city by population? So, what city has the most people? What's the largest city by population? What state has the largest population? And what state is the largest in size? So, two different questions there for most populous state and largest state. For the geography, what two countries border the United States? What's the longest river in the United States? So on and so forth. I'm not going to read every single question here, but if you have questions about what exactly it's asking, be sure to ask. You'll use the text box tool in Cami to put your answers in. So you can type your answer with that text box tool. Task number 6, you'll upload the pictures of your notes. So of those History of the United States notes, you need to upload those pictures to a slideshow, and then you will take your blue square level up quiz. You can retake the quiz until you get 100%. Remember, there's going to be that edit your submission option, so you don't have to retake the whole entire quiz. you can edit the questions that you got wrong. Once you've gotten 100%, make sure you let me know, and you'll move on to the black diamond section. The black diamond section, the learning target is I know the importance of personal financial literacy and the different ways that I can save and grow my money. We're going to take an opportunity here to really study some about the economy, but more importantly, this personal financial literacy. So, how do you save your money and how do you grow your money? This is an important part of our social studies standards. There's just a couple tasks, but task 2 is pretty big. So, task 1 is a really short section of notes. It's just comparing a savings account versus investing in the stock market. You're going to be looking at some of the pros and cons of each and why they each have their benefits and why they each have their downsides. So, you're going to create this notes template in the next page of your notebook. You'll watch the video to fill them in. It's really just 4 things. It's very short notes. I think the video is like 3 minutes long total. Task 2 is the bigger one. So this is where it's an online tool called Everfi, Personal Financial Literacy. And the first thing you need, there's 3 steps here. First one is to make an account and join my Everfi classroom. So you can click the picture on the right to open the instructions for creating your account. So click this mouse, it says follow instructions. It'll open up the document for creating your class. So step 1 is to watch the video. It'll walk you through the instructions. So watch the video link here. Step 2, this link will take you to the Everfi login page. Once you're in the login page, you need to hit register. After you hit register, it's going to ask for that registration code. You'll put in the code for your class period, just copy and paste it in, and then you'll fill out your username and information from there, and the video walks through this as well, so I'm not going to go through everything right now. Once you've created your account, you're going to go through the Everfi lessons that you need to complete, which is lessons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So there's 5 lessons to go through. Each one will probably take an hour or so, so you might have to work on them, over the course of 3 or 4 days. I've given you 4 days to complete all of the blue square section, but you'll need most of it for this Everfi. Once you've finished all of those Everfi tasks, go into your period and just select mark is done. So when you view this as a student, you'll have a mark is done button. When you hit mark is done, that will inform me that I need to go into Everfi on the teacher side and view your scores, because after each little lesson there's a quiz to check your understanding. So that's how I'll be grading this assignment, is your scores on those quizzes. Task 3 is just to upload the picture of your notes from task 1. And then you'll take the level up quiz, which will be about personal financial literacy, which takes us to the double black diamond section. And double black diamond section is only one thing, and it is our quiz on the 50 states. And if you look here, I don't want you taking this at home. I've told you that you will not have notes or your resources for this one. You need to be committed to learning it. So I will make the quiz available for my Group A students on the 16th of November, and I will make it available for my Group B students on the 17th of November. And then once you've taken that quiz, you are all done with Unit 4. Hope this information made your work on this unit much easier for you. And as always, ask me if you have any questions.